Hey guys, Todd Anderson here with the Standard Spotlight. Today we're going to be playing Kevin McCluskey's Jeskai Tokens deck in an 8-man as well as a 2-man if we win. If not, just a couple more 2-mans or maybe another 8-man. Haven't really decided yet, but this is the first round. We won the die roll. We're going to be on the play. Our hand is a little clunky since all of our lands come to play tapped, but hopefully it won't be too detrimental to our start. Bottom Seeker there, I really want just to find Jeskai Ascendancy or Treasure Cruise. Removal spells would also be fine. Probably should have played the Temple of Triumph on turn 1 as opposed to the Temple of Epiphany. I don't really want this Shivan Reef. I'm going to be able to cast a bunch of token generators over the next few turns. And the extra land is not great. You know, we could cast Hordeling Outbursts next turn if we do that, or we could go tap land, raise the alarm. But I think with this draw, we just don't really want to draw too many more lands. Seeker's okay. If he ends up having a downfall next turn, that's fine. We don't mind him spending his turn doing that. This just gets in more damage overall, though. Again, we just want to bottom the land, even though it could let us Ojutai's Command next turn. We don't want to get flooded too badly. Well, Jace is pretty good. Unfortunately, though, I think we want to just use our mana efficiently and cast Outburst and play a tap land. We are going to attack to gain 3 life. Unfortunately, we can't really bluff anything. We just gained 3 life. It's going to help us stem the bleeding against Rhino if he has a 4th land here. Shuffling away Thoughtseize is good. Ojutai's Command is pretty sweet in this deck. Bringing back a Jace is pretty powerful. Here, let me show you. Just so you guys know, the preview window that's right above me is a little wonky because it's a part of Magic Online, and the new Planeswalker, since they're split. Here, I'll just show you. Oh no, it works okay. That's weird. When it was in my collection, it was working weird, but I guess since this is the physical card in a match, it's not that bad. Okay, never mind. I lied. Well, there's an Ascendancy. Huh. I kind of just want to sit back and pass turn. If I cast Ascendancy, he could just play Languish or something. I guess he could play Languish anyway, but actually I'm just gonna So here's the thing, I kind of want to sit back on Ojutai's Command, but I feel like if I get Ascendancy into play now, it's gonna either force his hand to cast Languish if he has it, or if he doesn't cast it, then next turn we're going to go Ham Sandwich with Raise the Alarms. Alright, another Courser. That's more than alright. Now we have to get out in front of an Elspeth here. So we may attack with our guys and just play double Raise the Alarm. We may also just attack with the Seeker. I'm not positive yet. We may cast nothing. Well, let's start by casting Dragon Fodder, since it is red, and since no one plays Boblot anymore, Dragon Fodder is actually pretty good. Well, Stoke the Flames, that's a gooder. We're going to pitch to Jace. We're a little bit past the point where Jace would be good, I think. We're going to attack with all of our guys, and then if he blocks poorly, we'll go raise Stoke. Alright, so yeah. Just discard all these extra lands now. And so our guys are 3s, his guys are 4s. We can stoke the Rhino to get it out of play. I think I just want to do that. And this will get our goblins big enough to kill his coursers, which is awesome. I think I want to keep the Wild Slash. I'll get rid of Raise the Alarm. Okay. Well, yeah, we were too far ahead. He obviously didn't have Languish in hand. So that's nice. Alright, so how do we board in this matchup? We definitely want the Roast and the Valor stances. And probably the Disdainful Strokes. I'm not the hugest fan of the Negates. Our Lightning Strikes and Wild Slashes are pretty bad, so we can get rid of those. Trading removal for removal and counter spells. So we got to cut 2 more cards. I don't really know. The Secure the Way seems great. The Stoke the Flame seem okay. They're really what keeps the engine going for the most part. Secure the Way is solid, but I don't think we need all 4, so I guess we can trim one of those. And maybe we can just trim a Stoke the Flames, since it doesn't really kill that much in his deck. Kills Courser, but it leaves Tasigur and Rhino in play. Doesn't kill Elspeth all the way. We'll just go with that. The Ojutai could be pretty good too. I may, depending on how he boards, I may actually end up cutting a bunch of the token generators and just boarding in Sphinx's tutelage and just try to deck them. Since it's unlikely he'll have too many ways to kill enchantments. Yeah, see, this is what I'm talking about. Right now, the when I click on J-Stern deck building, it does some weird stuff with the preview window. Sorry about that. Alright, well, let's just figure this out. I guess I'll leave the Ojutai out for now since we're on the draw. I might bring it in when we're on the play. Alrighty, well, we're going to be on the draw for game 2. Let's see if our draw this game is as good as it was last game. Unfortunately, there is no pause button on OBS, so we do have to sit here and wait. Maybe I can entertain you with doing nothing except drinking this drink. I made a funny sound. I wish I had like some kind of cattle prod type thing that whenever my opponent was playing slow, it would just poke them. And that's the downside to Magic Online in general. You can't really force your opponent to do stuff in a timely manner. I guess while we're waiting, I can look up to see if there is a way to pause. Yeah, I'm still pretty new to OBS, so I guess we'll look this up. Oh, it looks like there is not a pause button. Alrighty.
What did...
That didn't work. That was a video. Alright, so I guess we can just pull up the deck list and talk about it a little bit, since this guy's just gonna sit here and do nothing for forever. So here's the deck list that Kevin McCluskey played in the Search the Game Standard Open in Chicago last weekend, and it looks pretty solid to me. I've really wanted to use the Ojutai commands alongside Jace and another 2-drop out of Jeskai tokens. Seeker of the Way is an interesting choice over Soulfire Grandmaster. I've played both. They're comparable in a lot of ways, but Seeker is much more aggressive. And if you're trying to be aggressive, then it's definitely the way to go, since it does get the natural pumps even without the Jeskai Ascendancy. But if you're trying to be more controlling, Soulfire Grandmaster is a little bit better. Alright, luckily our opponent is back, so we get to play some magic instead of you just watching me do nothing. We're going to keep this hand since we're on the draw and we have a scry. Looking for an untapped blue source. Hopefully we just draw one, like a monastery or something. Well, it is a land, but it is not the land we want, so unfortunately we're going to bottom it. But we do have Valor Stance to buy us some time, and probably going to get punished. Alright, if this is a Corsair, I think we're just going to kill it. There's a Rhino. Maybe I'll just wait on it. No, I think I just want to use my mana efficiently. We can hopefully draw an answer to Rhino later in the game. A blue source here would be great. Yeah, now we're just going to hold up Disdainful Stroke, since we have Stroke into potential Ostracized Command. We could also just go Stroke into... ooh, he has another... oh, Nissa. Okay. Alright, hopefully we draw... I don't know what we want to draw, really. Alright, so he got a force and played a land and came and played tapped. So it looks like he had a land but just not wanted to play the Rhino this turn. Which is a little unfortunate for us. We'd like to use our mana efficiently. Okay. Not really sure what to do here. I guess I'll just pass turn. We could play the Jace, but then he's going to play Rhino. But then we might be able to flip Jace and then Valor Stance his guy in a turn or two. But I think I'd rather just sit back on the Jace for a second. Alright, we're going to get some Nissa beats. And we board out all of our cheap removal that actually kills it, so we're going to probably have to stoke the flames at some point. Her flipping is not a huge deal against us. And we're probably going to get hit with an Elspeth next turn, although he might not have a second white source. I kind of just want to play Ascendancy over the Jace, but I think I'm going to get the Jace into play so I can maybe stoke next turn, or at least just start looting into things that matter. Alright, no Elspeth is great. Looks like he's cast another Rhino. We can maybe... he has a force in hand. I don't know why he's not playing it. Okay. There's a land, so... I think we actually just loot now. See what we draw. Another land. Needed those earlier. So we could just cast Treasure Cruise, exile our graveyard. He's got 6 power, gonna put us... I think I actually just want to stoke the flames, the Nissa while he's tapped out. That way he can't randomly Dromoka's command it to protect it. And next turn I can loot, flip, and Valor Stance his guy. Can also play Ascendancy, loot, flip, Valor Stance, and get a loot off of the Jeskai Ascendancy. I guess I could have discarded the other Jace. Okay. so we can get back Jace and draw a card. We can play Jeskai Ascendancy and Jace. We can play Treasure Cruise and then Jace. Our deck doesn't have a ton of ways to kill a Rhino that's already in play, so that's important to note that we kind of need the Valor stance out of the graveyard, so I don't really want... Alright, so we can also gain 4 life here. I think I'm just going to play a land and pass. We're going to go... If he plays a creature, I'm going to go Counterspell, get back Jace. If he doesn't, we'll just go Jace, and we may just gain 4 life. I haven't decided yet. And if he has Downfall for it, then that's fine. I think I'm actually going to gain 4 life since I have so many cards already. And we're at such a low life total, I don't want to just get randomly burned out. And like if he had a removal spell for our Jace there, that would have been pretty bad. So we'll loot. Probably discard the coming to play tapped land. And we'll play Ascendancy. I guess we can go get an island before... Like, no, I kind of want to discard it. So we have 5 in the yard. Yeah, we're actually going to need to fetch here to cast the Treasure Cruise. So yeah, we'll... Valor Stance's guy. Probably discard this other Jace. Yeah, we should raise the alarm. That's good. And then we'll pay 2 for a cruise. I probably should have left something better to get back with the Jace, but I suppose the Treasure Cruise is going to be useful enough in that regard. Well, there comes Elspeth. This is going to be tough. Start with the Jeskai Ascendancy. Probably go Ascendancy, raise the alarm into Treasure Cruise. Stoke the Flames is pretty good. I think. Let's see. So this is gonna. We're gonna loot here. Put our 4th card in the yard. Raise the alarm is 5/6. Treasure Cruise 7/8. So we can actually discard the Shivan Reef and then play the Temple. That's a good one. It's going to be... We might fall a little too far behind, though. I'll just discard the land since we're going to go up to 7 cards in the graveyard. Could play this Jace. A lot of options here. I think that's the worst card in our hand, though. We'll spend 2 for the cruise. We'll leave Raise the Alarm, I think, so we can potentially go play another Raise the Alarm next turn. Off of the Jace's minus. Yeah. Even if all your cards in hand are good, you always want to loot to make sure future Treasure Cruises are good. Now, if he ends up deciding to attack our Jace, at this point I think we don't want to trade, because we might get to the point where we get to play a spell on his turn when he attacks, and if he doesn't attack into our guys when we have open mana, then if he doesn't attack our guys into our guys when we have open mana, then you know, we can just wait till next turn and then try to chain off while we're attacking. We want as many creatures in play as possible. If we can keep our Jace alive, we will, but not at too high of a cost. Like at this point, we just want to keep as many creatures in play as we can. If he has another Drown in Sorrow, we can actually protect our guys from Drown in Sorrow, which is awesome. Next turn we can play Hordling Outburst, attack with the soldiers. He'll likely have to block to save his Elspeth, and then we just pass turn. And then if he attacks, we can go Stoke the Flames, your Elspeth, block, and then still hold up either Valish Stance or like Disdainful Stroke or something. But we're in really good shape here, even though we're facing down an Elspeth. Elspeth is a big game. Tough situation though, for sure. I still think it was correct to gain 4 life earlier as opposed to drawing a card, just in case he had the removal spell for a Jace to keep us from killing his Rhino. Oh no. Alright, so while he's tanking, we can talk a little more about Kevin's deck. I believe that's the best use of our time at the moment. So, to me, the Dragonlord Ojutai feels a little out of place. I understand why it's there. We had a bunch of them, as well as an Elspeth, right when Dragons of Tarkir first came out in our Jeskai Tokens deck, and Ojutai was really good when people didn't expect it. But now that Languish is a card, and people who have black in their deck are going to want Languishes against you, the Ojutai is much worse. I would much rather have just the 4th Sphinx's Tutelage, I think, to just have that be our alternate win condition. But at the same time, I get it. You know, Dragonlord Ojutai is just a powerful card that is a standalone threat, whereas the rest of our deck is built around synergy. And if our opponent is able to disrupt our synergy, the only real way to claw our way back into a game is with something like an Ojutai or an Elspeth or something like that. Personally, I think this should just be an Elspeth, but in the spotlight, we just play the 7. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, we can't beat Ugin. He's at 4, I guess. Alright, well, let's start with Hordling. I guess we can go Seeker Stoke and just kill his Ugin. That's real bad. Yeah, we really want to use that Stoke to keep his Elspeth from going ultimate, but now we don't have any Jeskai Ascendancies, and we're just gonna get wrecked by this Elspeth. Like, we can try to attack it and keep it low, I guess. No, we needed to like play out our hand for the Treasure Cruise earlier. So we have 6 in the yard. We can spend 2 for a Treasure Cruise. I think that's fine. If he wants to just ultimate his Elspeth next turn, that's fine, but he'll likely just tick up and just keep trading off with our Hordling tokens. Yeah, I mean, we really need an Ascendancy to outclass the Elspeth, and right now we're not doing that. Yeah, I'm just gonna hold up a counterspell for something. Guess I could have done that first. Yeah, we need to draw another Jeskai Ascendancy here, or we're just going to lose. Ugin is a card that decks like Jeskai Tokens have an absurdly hard time beating. So we need to draw an ascendancy right now, or we're going to lose. I'm not sure if I've looted away my planes already. I suppose I should have looked at that. I have not. So we are going to crack this and just get our planes. And we really need to draw an ascendancy or something like that. Stoke could help. It's not going to help enough, though. Alright, we'll just draw a card and gain 4. Drew another disdainful stroke. I'm just going to go ahead and concede this game. We're not going to be able to race this Elspeth. He's not going to be able to ultimate, but we're just going to get smothered by these tokens, and I just want to save some time. We might be able to win. If we draw an ascendancy next turn. I should have held the land probably. Yeah, so we'll just go ahead and stoke him, leaving 2 open for disdainful stroke or valor stance. But it's very unlikely that we end up winning this game. Okay, now we're just dead. Alrighty, well, we're on the play. I guess I don't know. I feel like we could have won that game pretty easily if not for Ugin. If we got to untap with 2 disdainful strokes, you know, obviously it's going to be pretty tough to lose. We'll be on the play here. And this hand is okay. We get to go tap land to find a 2-drop. If we miss, then we can just go tap land looking for business spells like disdainful strokes, removal spells. Well, stroke's pretty good. We don't need it early, but I think it's good to have. Obviously, we board in 4 for a reason. And we'll just look at playing ascendancy on 3. I don't think I want the second stroke right now. I'd much rather have a proactive threat to play in the next 2 turns, especially things that can trigger ascendancy easily. And our ascendancy might die, but we're actually okay with that since we have these treasure cruises in hand. We don't really mind, you know, things going to the graveyard. Although if it's a glare, that's not great for us. So, alright, we'll go and get another island out of the deck. Crack it so we don't mess up. Siege Rhinodopolis? No? Okay. This hand's probably just mono removals. Play this Jace, let it get downfalled. It's not a big deal. We can get it back later or just find another one. If he doesn't have downfall in his deck, then that's fine. Alright, so he's putting a counter on our Jace and making us sack the enchantment. That's fine. And then probably going to kill our Jace, and then next turn we can just treasure cruise. Ooh, disdainful stroke. Or Thoughtseize taking our disdainful strokes, not great here. Jace having power is pretty funny though. Now I really wish I had the other disdainful stroke instead of this mountain. Suppose that should have been on my radar though. Alright, so we can play Seeker and Treasure Cruise. So I guess we'll start with a Cruise. Alright, that's pretty good. But we can't disdainful stroke this turn because we tapped our lands to play Seeker as opposed to tapping our lands to hold up for a stroke. But luckily he can't cast Elspeth because his 6th land comes in play tapped, so that's really good for us. We're probably going to get our Seeker drowned here. Wouldn't be surprised if he did that. Or Languish. Okay, that's bad too. Play Ascendancy. Play the Scrylands. Oath-Ties Command's great. It's a little bit of awkwardness between Treasure Cruise and Oath-Ties Command, but I think you just have to make a conscious effort. Oh no. God, we're in so much trouble now. So we can main phase here, Oath-Ties Command, bring back Seeker. He's likely just going to get back Dramoka's Command and make us sack our Ascendancy, so I want to get a little bit of use out of that. I think we actually just have to gain some life here, and we might actually die. Worst feeling in the world is dying with like 4 cards in hand. Alright, so we can just go land Treasure Cruise. We won't die next turn, and we'll have a chance to get back in the game, I believe. And since he's likely just going to cast Dramoka's Command next turn off of the Den Protector, I want to go ahead and get as many triggers out of Ascendancy as we can. Or Downfall. Okay. The Abzan matchup, when they have Dramoka's Command, is kind of tough. I'm not going to lie. We're a little too reliant on Jeskai Ascendancy, I think. Yeah, so here, we would have just died if we didn't gain 4 life, so I guess that's a plus. But he's going to kill our command and put a counter on his guy. And then we need to draw, like, I don't even know, we need to draw something real good. You draw Stoke the Flames here. I think that's our only rule out. Treasure Cruise. I guess we can still draw the we can still draw Stoke the Flames off of this Treasure Cruise. Wow, okay. So we have a chance. We can go... Oh no, I discarded the land! Holy crap, I'm so stupid! I'm sorry guys, I was just playing too fast. I meant to keep the land that came into play untapped, obviously, to cast the Stoke the Flames. And he said GG's. I don't know, whatever. Kind of annoyed for multiple reasons, but whatever, guy. Yeah, so that was the first match with the Jeskai deck. I don't know, the deck seems sweet. I probably played games 2 and 3 poorly, but hopefully we'll make up for that in the next one. Alright, we'll be right back.